It might sound tough, but maybe these few minutes today can mark the beginning of a new habit in your life. Now, let's listen to the following story. This is Alex. He's just like any of us, an average kid with big, beautiful dreams. He wanted to achieve great things, to make a mark on the world. But there was one small problem. He was a master of procrastination. His room was a comfortable mess of scattered books and half-finished projects, a perfect reflection of his scattered mind. Every night, he'd look at his grand goals floating in dream clouds above his head and tell himself, "I'll start tomorrow." But as we all know, tomorrow is a magical land where all our motivation is stored, but we never quite seem to get there. He'd lie on his bed, scrolling endlessly on his phone, while the alarm clock sat silently, its purpose forgotten, and his calendar remained a graveyard of unchecked boxes. His parents and teachers would often offer him advice, their faces filled with concern. "Alex, you have so much potential," they'd say. But their words were like water off a duck's back. He'd just nod, smile, and carry on as before, lost in his world of instant gratification. He didn't see the point in their lectures. He was young. He had time, or so he thought. One sunny afternoon, while wandering through the town, feeling a familiar mix of boredom and frustration, Alex met Professor Miguel. The professor was a kind, older man with a calm smile and eyes that held a universe of wisdom. He was often seen in the town square, surrounded by books, happy to chat with anyone who stopped by. Intrigued by the professor's peaceful demeanor, Alex struck up a conversation. He found himself opening up, sharing his dreams and, more reluctantly, his struggles with discipline. Professor Miguel listened patiently, without a hint of judgment. When Alex finished, the professor didn't offer the usual advice. Instead, he shared a story. "Have you ever heard of the Chinese bamboo tree, Alex?" he asked. He told him about a farmer who planted a tiny bamboo seed. For the first year, the farmer watered it every single day, but nothing happened. The second year, he continued to water it, and still nothing. The third and fourth years passed in the same way. All the while, the other villagers would laugh, telling him he was wasting his time on barren ground. The farmer, however, kept watering the seed with unwavering faith. Then, in the fifth year, something incredible happened. A tiny sprout finally pushed through the soil. And in just 6 weeks, the bamboo tree shot up to over 80 feet tall. It was a magnificent sight, its leaves reaching for the sun, a testament to the farmer's patience. The professor explained, "You see, Alex, the bamboo wasn't idle for those 5 years. It was growing its roots, building a strong, deep foundation that could support its incredible growth. Without that foundation, it would have collapsed." Alex sat on a hill overlooking the town, the professor's words echoing in his mind. He finally understood. Success wasn't about one giant leap. It was about the small, consistent actions that build a foundation for greatness. It was about the roots. That day, a shift occurred within him. He decided to plant his own seed. His first new habit was simple: wake up early. The next morning, as the sun began to paint the sky, Alex's alarm went off. Instead of hitting snooze, he got up, stretched by the window, and greeted the day. It was hard, but it felt good. His second habit was to read every day. He started with just 10 pages. He sat at his newly tidied desk, a small stack of books beside him, and for the first time in a long time, he felt his mind truly engage. He was building his knowledge one page at a time. His third habit was to set small, manageable goals. Instead of write a novel, his goal became write 200 words a day. He opened a fresh notebook and began to write. The words didn't flow perfectly, but they were there. Progress. To combat his old enemy, procrastination, he adopted his fourth habit, the 5-second rule. Whenever he felt himself hesitating, he'd count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And he'd jump into the task, no matter how small. It was surprisingly effective. His fifth habit was to practice gratitude. Every night before bed, in the cozy warmth of his room, he'd write down 3 things he was thankful for. This simple act helped him focus on the positive and appreciate the journey. Next, he added his 6th habit, 10 minutes of exercise each day. Just simple stretches and light exercises on a mat in his room, with the morning sun streaming in. It wasn't a marathon, but it energized his body and cleared his mind. And finally, his 7th and perhaps most challenging habit, limit phone time. He started putting his phone in another room while he worked, trading mindless scrolling for focused reading and writing. His face, once etched with boredom, now showed a calm determination. Slowly but surely, a montage of discipline began to play out in his life. The lighting in his room seemed to get progressively brighter. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. The small stack of books grew taller. His notebook filled with pages. His room stayed tidy. A small plant on his windowsill, which he'd started to water daily, was thriving. He was starting to see the results of his consistent efforts, and with it, his confidence blossomed. A year passed. The Alex who once said, "I'll start tomorrow," was gone. In his place stood a disciplined, responsible young man, looking out at the city with a confident posture as the sun rose behind him. He had built his foundation. Years later, we see Alex in a modern office, giving a speech to a captivated audience. He became a successful entrepreneur, a leader, a person who made his dreams a reality. He didn't get there overnight. He got there by watering his seed day after day, even when he couldn't see the growth. The great lesson is this: big results come from small, consistent habits. Your efforts, like the bamboo's roots, may not show results immediately, but with patience and consistency, you will build a foundation that allows you to grow beyond your wildest imagination. So, now it's your turn. Tell us in the comments below, which small habit will you start today? If this story inspired you, please give it a like, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more stories to help you grow. Thank you for watching.